Good morning, students. Today is biology class 10th, and our topic is transportation. Transportation in human beings. Here given a one activity: visit a health center in your locality and find out what is the normal range of hemoglobin content in human beings. Is it the same for children and adults? Is there any different in the hemoglobin level for men and women? Visit a veterinary clinic in your locality. Find out what is the normal range of hemoglobin content in the in an animals like a buffaloes and cows. In this content different in calves, male and female animals. Compare the difference in male and female human beings and animals. How would the difference, if any, be explained? It's your homework. If you have any problem, ask me, and we have studied about transportation. We have seen the previous sections of blood transport, food, oxygen, and waste materials in our bodies. In class 9, we learned about the blood being to fluid connective tissue. Blood consists a fluid medium called plasma, in which the cells are suspended. Plasma transports food, carbon dioxide, and nitrogenous waste in dissolved form. Oxygen is carried by red blood corpuscles. Many other substances like salts are also transported by the blood. We thus need to pumping organ to push blood around the body, a network of tubes to reach all the tissue, and the system in place to ensure that this network can be required if damaged. Here diagram of heart. In the diagram of heart, aorta, vena cava upper body part, right atrium, right ventricle, and vena cava from lower part of body, left ventricle, left atrium, all pulmonary veins and pulmonary arteries. Firstly known about all arteries have carry oxygenated blood, but pulmonary artery carry deoxygenated blood, and all veins carry deoxygenated blood, but pulmonary veins carry oxygenated blood. Our pump, the heart. The heart is a muscular organ which is as big as our fist, because both oxygen and carbon dioxide have to be transported by the blood. The heart have the different chamber to prevent the oxygen rich blood from mixing with the blood containing carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide rich blood has to reach the lungs for the carbon dioxide to be removed, and the oxygenated blood from the lungs has to be brought back to the heart. This oxygen rich blood is then pumped to the rest of the body. We can follow the process step by step. Oxygen rich blood from the lungs come to the thin walled upper chamber of the heart of the left atrium. The left atrium relaxes when it is collected this blood. This then contracts, while the neck chamber, the left ventricle relaxes so that the blood is transferred to it. When the muscular left ventricle contracts in its turn, the blood is pumped out to the body. Deoxygenated blood comes from the body to the upper chamber of the right atrium, and it relaxes as the right atrium contracts to the corresponding lower chamber. The right ventricle dilates. This transfers blood to the right ventricle, which is the turn pumps it to the lungs for oxygenation. Since ventricle have to pump the blood into the various lungs of organs, they have thicker muscular wall than the atria do. Valves ensure that the blood does not flow backward when the atria or ventricle contract. In this topic, the hard conclusion is left ventricle and left auricle carry oxygenated blood. Right atricle and right ventricle carry deoxygenated blood. And next topic, oxygen enters the blood in the lungs. Thank you, student.